Hello, tubers. Welcome to the State of Joe. I'm Joe Santiago, and we are seeing the panic of the public here on Cape Cod and everywhere in the country now, and throughout the world also. When it comes to a pandemic, it, we usually hear about this in other countries, but we are usually pretty lucky and don't have to deal with it here on the homeland. It's very surreal and eerie to see it hit us so close all around us. They are canceling gatherings with a lot of people. A Styx concert I was supposed to go to got canceled on March 21st, this Saturday. Plus, with the no cell phones while driving in Massachusetts law took effect on the 23rd of last month, that adds to the high strangeness and anxiety everyone feels because they're used to using cell phones whenever they want. Now it's like you can't use a cell phone and you kind of get more paranoid and you got to be careful. And so that's a little crazy. And it's an inconvenience, and definitely everyone is speeding more and driving more aggressive. I've noticed since that day, pretty much on that day, that Sunday, everybody started driving a lot faster, a lot more aggressive. The virus is making everyone in stores start to get irritated. They have gloves and masks on. I've seen two guys came in and shopped in a full hazmat suit. When asked, why are they doing this, they said they were trying to make a point. Everyone is clearing the shelves out. Stores can't keep up with product demand. And people are hoarding things now. And stores are putting a limit on, there's one store that's putting a limit, 2 waters per customer. They get two packs of waters and that's it. The seriousness of the outbreak is kicking in. To avoid large groups of people, restaurants are doing just takeout now. The NBA has suspended their season to curtail any further spreading of the virus and whatnot. The LSD is something else. LDS, the Church of Latter-day Saints, has canceled conferences and churches have been closed all around. Tom Hanks and his wife have the coronavirus, supposedly. And they are limiting ideas and discussion on social media and such to stop incorrect information about possible cures and such that people claim work. I mean, I get it. It will further confuse everything if there's all this unsubstantiated stuff out there, and it will cause more problems. Then you have to take stock in what they're telling you is the truth or not, obviously. But the thing is, the internet is too big and you can't stop all the spread of the information. Bottom line is, we are now seeing how America would react to a rampant disease, and it is not going smoothly. If they don't find a cure, this could get increasingly worse. I mean, we could end up a kind of post-major disaster, like a major national disaster, such as a big earthquake or a huge hurricane, World War epidemic type society, okay? Where the currency will be bottled water and toilet paper for bartering. If there's no products to buy at the stores, it will be forced scarcity for all. Money will not help the situation. It could evolve into a germophobic, hypersensitive, paranoid, science fiction type of society, which everyone will be in protective suits, gloves, masks, goggles, etc. And no human contact. They'll be, stressing no human contact. This could be a very strange reality, like a combination of Mad Max and The Walking Dead without the zombies. But with money you can't spend, you'll have money, but you can't spend it on anything. You can't buy anything, really. And I'm sure if it keeps up, it's going to start affecting gas prices also. The stock market is crumbling as we speak. Now, just think if we are hit with any other crisis or problem, possibly another pathogenic outbreak while we are in the middle of this one, could be catastrophically crippling to the whole country and possibly the world. In closing, I think it's time for our leadership and politicians to start putting any and all measures in place to curtail this stuff from happening and concentrate on preparing stockpiles of equipment and special food programs and whatnot. So when this happens, it won't be as debilitating. We're obviously not ready for this when these things happen. We're not prepared for it. Maybe a tax fund that specifically goes to the shortages that we're experiencing now, build those up. It's time to take these threats of the future serious, okay? And stop arguing about the same old arguments that we've been arguing for the last 100 years about, okay? This is the future. It's time to start acting like it, okay? It's time to, wake up. It's time to wake up and face the facts here. All right? We got a lot of stuff going on. They need to invent longer lasting food, which they do have, but on a wide scale, government needs to take control of this. They need to take care of their people. They work for us, okay? We give them the money, and they're supposed to do things that will ensure our safety, our, prosperity and whatnot, basics and stuff. And, they're working for us. They're supposed to help us. Okay, they need to invent this longer lasting food and have it more available, make water longer lasting and potable water and whatnot, that kind of thing. They need to stockpile drugs and cures for these things, supplies to combat this reality we are facing. It's time for humanity to come together and stop this race for material wealth. and concentrate on sustaining human life before it winds up non existent. Okay? Uh, this is essentially a tabletop exercise. It's God's tabletop exercise to show us, to give us a little harbinger of what could be, okay? Because we think we're so on everything and so ready for anything. We're not. We're not. This shows that we are not ready for anything. We don't have the infrastructure in place. We don't have the backup supplies that we need. We don't have enough stuff that's important. We have a lot of stuff that's not important because that's the stuff we have that we can't, it's not going to help us in the long run when this stuff goes down. Okay, so he's showing us, this is the tip of the iceberg here. Now, but be careful, the glacier's on its way. Now, when the glacier comes and you got all this stuff, I mean, it's going to be too big. You're not going to be able to deal with it. You're going to have total breakdown of all society, and it's going to be bad. It's going to be very, very bad. So just keep your faith, and he'll allow it to happen. Because, I mean, he needs to show us lessons. We need to learn from things. We need to be shown. Now, this is a global, countrywide lesson. We are being taught by the Creator himself. He is, it's not just him. I mean, some of these things, this could be a man-made thing. We don't know the facts yet about how this all started. It could be a biological, it could be something, and there's some people saying it could have even come from space on an asteroid or possibly back from a mission to space. We had strep, for example, streptococcus, basically a strep throat type thing, survived for 3 years out on a space station. Okay, they scraped it off the windows. They said it happened. It could happen. You could spread things, and it happens. And these things flourish in harsh environments. They come back. Maybe they mutate more. I mean, there's tons of stuff we don't know. Okay, some stuff we may never know. It's just the way it is. But we have to be diligent. Darwin's theory of survival of the fittest is becoming the way of the world here. We have to, in the country and everything, we have to, do what we have to do. We have to start taking action, taking steps to avoid these problems that will be down the road if we keep our guard. If we let our guard down, boom, that's when we get hit. Now, if we're already we're wounded, obviously, from all this. We got stock markets, product availability, scarcity. People are scared. They're contracting things. They're contracting the virus. Could easily get completely out of control, and get worse. Other things could happen. Like I said, this is a harbinger, herald or harbinger. Then you get other things after. I mean, we have a lot of things going on. So be strong. Good luck out there. Obviously, be smart about things. You should always. I mean, you go to the grocery store now. People are in gloves, and they're using the carts, and they're touching things. I mean, they've always been touching things, and so if you're really worried about it, just wear gloves all the time. Then, I wouldn't doubt if the government actually says, "Oh, now you have to wear gloves everywhere." And this could happen. We could see a complete reality change. into a germophobic society. Um, it will be creepy. It will definitely be creepy. So that's it for today. Um, I'd like to just give a quick programming note, a correction on my last video. I got a little carried away with the Canadian famous people and musicians. The band Heart, I said, was an all-girl band. It's not an all-girl band. I misspoke on that. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, there's two girls in the group. The singer, um, Ann Wilson, and her sister was in the band for a while. Nancy Wilson on rhythm guitar, and the rest of the band is guys. You got Steve Fossen on bass, Roger Fisher on guitar, David Beezer on keyboards, and Jeff Johnson on drums. So there's your correction for that. And I want to give opinionative information, but correct information when I'm wrong. I will admit it. I love admitting when I'm wrong because I'm wrong a lot. It's justifying to admit you're wrong and you don't know everything, because none of us knows everything. We say things, sometimes we misspeak, we jump to conclusions, and then of course we have our own personal opinions. So that's that. Thank you very much for listening, and try to be diligent, be safe, and keep the faith. Peace.